I'm Dana Russell with Kokopelli Real Estate and Property Management, and this is the Kokopelli Connection, where we discuss the history, happenings, and lifestyle of Western Colorado. On this episode of the Kokopelli Connection, we sit down with Shayana Heiney from the Home Builders Association. Shayana tells us about what the HBA does for builders and homeowners here in the Grand Valley. She talks about the collaboration between the HBA and School District 51 called Careers in Construction. This program helps high school students get started in the construction industry. And finally, she spills some details about this year's Parade of Homes. You have to listen to find out. Let's dive in. So Shayana, thank you for joining me on today's episode. So you are with the HBA. So tell us what the HBA is for listeners that don't know.
Yes, so the HBA is the Home Building Association of Western Colorado, and we have been here since 1974, so we have been in the Grand Valley for quite a long time. This year will be our 44th Parade of Homes, and then coming up is our 50th anniversary of the Home Expo.
Fun! Is there going to be anything different at the Home Expo because it's the 50th year?
Yes, we're really going to amp that up. And we're also going to do a lot of education as well this year. So a lot of our vendors would like to help our participants and give them some extra knowledge. So I think that will be a really fun addition for everyone.
Oh, good. So tell us about you. How did you get involved with the HBA? What is your background? What kind of made you want to be a part of the Home Builders Association?
Sure. So it's been a while. So in 2003, moved to the Grand Valley doing advertising and had family up here and had my kids and all that great stuff. And in the realm of advertising, worked for Land Title doing their sales and marketing as well. So got really involved in the community with our real estate agents, lenders, and our builders. So I was actually on the board of the HBA for 6 years. Okay. And then they had the executive officer position open, and it's always been a passion of mine as I was unhoused in my younger days as a kiddo to really experience that and see kind of how home ownership changed our lives and our family. So it's definitely something that I'm passionate about.
So does it kind of feel full circle?
It does, definitely, especially with their advocacy work. Good. I think that is really a heart of the HBA that maybe many folks don't know about. They know us for our events, but maybe not so much of what we do behind the scenes for attainable housing here in Mesa County.
So I do want to get into that later, but can you first tell us who makes up the HBA?
Yeah, so the HBA is actually part of the National Association of Home Builders. So there's 3 parts. We have our local HBA, we have the state, which is Colorado Association of Home Builders, and then National Association of Home Builders. Our local membership here is our builders and also our associate members, a lot of trades. So we have residential builders here, commercial builders, and then also like HVAC and plumbing and every aspect of that as well. So we definitely have a full circle membership.
And how many people are on the board?
So we have 15 members of our board. So we try to make sure that all voices are heard. So 50% builders, 50% of our associate members. We also have nonprofit members and then also our state board representation. Okay. And what do the vast majority of board members do? So every board member kind of has a special, I would say, superpower. So we have our board members that are involved in our governmental affairs. Also our new program, Careers in Construction, bringing construction curriculum into the high schools. That's brand new for us. So
that's cool.
That has been a big on-taking. So started last year, 6 schools signed on. Now we're taking on 3 more. So it's really...
Statewide?
Just in Mesa County. We do have a school, my apologies, in Montrose, Olathe brought it on. We've wanted to do it for a long time, and luckily one of our board members used to work for District 51, so she had all the connections, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful addition to the HBA. We also have board members that represent the professional women in building, which is another subchapter of ours, and then of course our events, so our golf tournament, home expo, and parade, and membership committee. So again, making sure those committees all have a voice at the table.
Mm-hmm. So for people that don't know, I mean, most people see the HBA and probably associate it with the Parade of Homes, but there's a lot more to the HBA. What things should people know that are very important that the HBA contributes to our building community here in Junction?
We're so fortunate that our membership is really boots on the ground. Our members are really involved. Their staff, their employees, their subcontractors are really involved. And a lot of work that we do behind the scenes, which the Home Expo and the Parade of Homes are actually fundraisers for what we do behind the scenes, is our advocacy work. So we've worked especially hard for the building industry, starting in 2023 with the impact fees and reducing permit fees. Mm-hmm. So over that time span, we probably saved our industry about $2.6 million.
Oh, wow.
We are moving forward with some additional help with the Parks and Rec, with the city that's going on right now with the city of Grand Junction, and that should hopefully save our builders an additional $800 to $1,500 per home.
Okay.
So, and it's so important to us because for every home that is built in Mesa County, that is equal to 3 full-time jobs. So the impact of the building community, from our builders to the contractors to everyone that they employ to the real estate agent selling the home, to the lender on the loan, to the people moving into the home, it really is that full circle that the HBA is really thinking about when we get involved in these kind of advocacy issues. There's also a lot of involvement with codes. So most of our board members, a majority of them, are on the Mesa County Code Commission Board. They do several things. We also have the Western Housing, through JARA. We have the Western Housing Initiative, and that is a blend with our real estate agents and with the builders as well. We also partner a lot with our community, with the Chamber, the Contractors Association, GJEP. So we also have communities that I feel so fortunate that our other kind of membership really gets involved with that as well when we're looking at impact fees and those costs that can really increase the cost of housing, and that gets kind of placed onto our community as fiscal responsibility.
What's been the biggest struggle in terms of keeping building affordable?
I think a huge issue is perception. We have this perception of, the builders and the developers, and you get this, the greedy developer and builders, and that's really not a good representation. I love that I'm sitting there with the husband and wife and their kids, and they run this business, and you can see the family aspect of it. All of our builders are local builders, so they're right here in the community. And then also the educational part of it, the cost of building materials right now with the tariffs and those kind of things, with the wildfires, those increased lumber, and everything kind of has this cause and effect as well. So the cost of land, the permitting, getting everything, there's just a lot of pieces in between that you see this beautiful home at the end, but from start to finish, there's so much that goes on in between there, and those relationships and the collaboration and really education of what we do.
Do a lot of people feel like it's some of those big builders from Denver that come over and that's why they feel like the prices go up, or do you feel like they just really don't understand that it's a lot of mom and pop builders here and they just assume they're trying to charge a whole bunch?
Yes.
Is that kind of the impression that you get?
From comments on Facebook and those kind of things that, they're building enough buildings already. The multifamily has really caused a lot of communication, maybe misperception there. So a lot of the apartments and townhomes that are moving in, those are more national builders, but we do need that multifamily housing. It's also the education of that middle, the missing middle, I think is kind of what gets put out there. But if you're looking at, I think of my kiddos, I have 21-year-old twins, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to afford to buy anything to purchase. And the apartments are a good way to in between that gap, but also, that is expensive as well because there's such a need for housing. So I think that's an important educational part too, is there really is such a need for different types of housing, and the understanding everybody's in a different stage of that story, and how can we help with each individual stages. We're seeing really exciting 55 plus communities coming in as new builds with pickleball and all the things there for that kind of community. So
give a shout out to the Gechters at Shadow.
Yes.
Is it Shadow Builders? No,
yes.
Chapita Hollows.
Yes, with BOA.
Yep.
And that's a really great example too of our nonprofits like Housing Resources partnering with BOA. And things like that too, to provide some more sustainable housing to our community and more options as well.
What do you do? Well, let's address this first. What do you do specifically for the HBA?
So, as in my position for the HBA, a little bit of everything. I will say, as an executive officer, you're really a conductor. You're trying to keep all the balls up in the air and everything moving smoothly. A lot of communication to our members as well. We have events and those kind of things. And really, too, when are we having a city council meeting that's important? What are we doing behind the scenes? So that communication part to our members is, I think, a huge need that maybe hasn't been there before. And we really are moving so quickly. We've done really amazing things the past 4 or 5 years, like bringing our publication in-house, bringing on professional women in building, which is fantastic, bringing in careers in construction. So it's really just keeping all of that moving and flowing and making sure the communication, everybody has what they need. And then also our public-facing events. And fortunately, we have wonderful board members, wonderful committee members. We really do have a lot of involvement and passion from our board and our committee members, which I'm always grateful and very humbled by as well.
Good. That can be hard when you have a need for a board or a committee. A lot of people have great ideas, but sometimes not many want to participate. So that's good to hear that you have a good support team with you. You mentioned city council. What do you feel the city has done really well and really supportive for the HBA over the last couple of years?
I would say the collaboration and communication has been, I've seen a huge increase in that as well. The current city council has really taken time to listen to our board members and our committee members, try to have a greater understanding of our building needs and what we are doing here in the community, which has been really something we, again, haven't had in the past. And then, coming up on this housing task force, really coming to our builders to say, hey, what do we need? What does the community need? We really do have the experts right here in the community. We have our builders that build here every day. They are, with the community, trying to get them into those homes every day and going through the process. And they really are the experts in our community. So I feel it's been a really kind of a different change in leaning on our builders a little bit more for that information and what their needs are as well, which is fantastic. I mean, the experience that we have in this market and in Mesa County it's just unbelievable, really.
What has been the biggest frustration with the city?
I would say it's the educational part as well. It's hard. Attainable housing is hard. There's such a need. Where do you put your direction? What do you focus on? And I think that's something we all struggle with. Really, where to focus the attention and what is the need. And with attainable housing being a need right now, it's urgent. And so I feel like that is something that we all are working on.
So define a little bit more, because people might be confused. What do you feel, what is your definition, or what do you mean by saying attainable housing? Is that just housing that people can afford? Is that a decently priced house? Or is that housing with some sort of subsidy? What do you mean when you say attainable?
I think for us, it's really being able to stair step into housing. So looking at our first time home buyers and what that looks like for them, and then being able to purchase that home and actually grow the equity and have enough equity to get into the next stage of housing. So if you're starting with a townhome and you want to go into a larger home, or you're, in our situation, I was pregnant with twins, we needed a lot more room, those kind of things. So being able to move that housing on with your lifestyle, and really, we see these fees, and those fees don't look like that much when you're looking over a 30-year mortgage, but you have to be able to obtain that mortgage in the first place. And sometimes our salaries here in Mesa County don't always equal up to the mortgage. So we do a lot of, just education with services like CHAFA and down payment assistance and those kind of things as well. So that all encompasses the attainable housing. And again, there's just a big cycle of all the things in there. And I'm so excited that we're all having those conversations together.
What is one thing that the HBA is working with the city to make improvements or to move forward towards attainable housing?
The task force that just was initiated 3 weeks ago. So that is really a big change of that partnership. And also the city participating in things like, we just had our big housing summit for the first time back in February, and it was so great to have our county and city officials on that panel and open up that conversation again to the folks that attended. So we had close to 250 attendees to the Housing Summit, and it was a great opportunity to hear what the city and the county is doing for housing, and then also for our workforce, what struggles are they having with housing. So again, all of the kind of categories. We have a lot of employers here that want to hire more, but they don't have the housing for those employees.
What's the ultimate goal of that task force?
I think right now, they are in that stage of trying to find the direction to go. What is going to have the biggest cause and effect. And I think it will take just a little bit to see kind of, it's a brand new, got approved. It is something new. It's something that we haven't done before, but I do feel like we have the right people to collaborate and to move that forward. The goal right now is 6 to 9 months is kind of the initial stage, and I'm really excited to see what comes from that and really where that direction is going when everybody kind of gets together. But it's always starting it and just making that decision to move forward that is the biggest. To have that happen, I think, was a big goal of the HBA. So just to get it started, just to have it on the table, our board members and our committee members worked so hard to make that happen. So lots of hours. I mean, these are all volunteer hours. They're all volunteer hours, and they're very, very busy people. And it is, again, so humbling to see the work that they do outside of the HBA and their companies to really get that message across and to have that collaboration with our city council.
Are there any laws or codes, I guess, really, that the HBA stands firm with, or the HBA really opposes, that you have any influence on one way or the other and help getting through to help with housing?
Yes, we have a lot of our members that are on the code board. So, and those are very lengthy boards. So Mesa County is relooking at their codes, their building codes, and we do have 4 or 5 of our members on that committee. We had several members involved with the city and revamping their code as well. So we definitely have the boots on the ground influence in those committees. It is always hard sometimes to get all those ideas across.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has been a frustration with the HBA in the past, is really putting ideas out there and they kind of fall flat.
Okay.
And then having to kind of back up and look at those again. So having our members and our builders involved right from the beginning is such a huge benefit to everyone.
Yeah.
So we're really thinking of what's happening with the builders, getting them through the process to actually be able to start building. And that saves everybody time and money. And so that is another reason why that collaboration is so extremely important.
Is that just on the local level, or do you have anyone involved, state or federal? State or national, I guess.
Yes. So, and I'll just brag a little bit. We have such awesome, on the state level, we have 3 lobbyists that work so hard for us on the state level, like with the construction defect and all of those things. Our president, Ted Leidy, I'll be on a call with him. He's like, I got to go to the Capitol. And he just grabs his coat and runs. But really, really, again, involved, really in that mix. We also are very fortunate here locally and also on our state representation. Diane Swinky is our governmental affairs, and that's a wonderful partnership that we have with the Grand Junction Area Realtor Association.
Yep.
And so she is actually on our state governmental affairs, so she's very involved. So we really have all the right people in the right areas. And then as we were moving with the impact fees and having those discussions, we were actually able to receive a grant from the National Association of Home Builders for $20,000 to put towards those efforts with consulting and legal advisory and those kind of things as well. So we really do get the support we need from the top down, but our voice, we really have to put our voice out there to be heard as well.
Impact fees were a really big thing during the election. How do you feel like all of that ended up? What's the HBA's take on that?
There's still work to be done.
Okay. That says it right there.
Yes. So we are here to, help facilitate that and as well. So, but yeah, there's definitely some, I think, additional conversations and work that needs to be done there as well.
And do you feel like you're being heard on that?
I feel like we're doing the right things on the HBA side to put that message forward.
Good. Okay. Let's talk about Parade of Homes. What do you have for us this year?
Oh, this parade's going to be wonderful. It really is such a fun event for our public here, and we have people that come from Moab all the way up the I-70 corridor. A lot of our virtual attendees are from all over, so we're getting a lot of additional kind of coverage for the parade, and it's such a wonderful time to showcase what our builders really do. And we have the builders, the big fancy homes, and we have our a wide range of our builders, which is fantastic. So I'd really encourage everyone to see all the homes. Right now we have a full commitment of 15 homes. We might get a couple more in there. So it is going to be a pretty big parade this year. The tickets are good for both weekends. So I would really highly encourage everybody to use both weekends to see all the homes. It's so nice to, go to lunch and go see some homes and make a day out of it and just make 2 weekends out of it. It really is a wonderful event.
How did the Parade of Homes get started?
So Parade of Homes and Home Expos are actually a recommendation from the National Association of Home Builders.
Okay.
So our charter comes from the National Association of Home Builders, and that's how National supports us, is coming up with those ideas. So doing Parade of Homes and Home Expos, and they have all kinds of things to help you as well. But that definitely is something that is kind of national home building or HBA, not copyrighted, but definitely trademarked. So it is something that happens all over the nation. We have 8 different HBs through Colorado, through the state of Colorado. They all have their own form of Parade of Homes, where you can see Denver Metro might have 40 homes in the Parade of Homes.
Oh, wow.
Where you have Summit, which has 6 homes, but they are very large, very expansive homes. So they're really, it's just different everywhere you go. Again, if you are in an area and you see a parade of homes and it's not in just Grand Junction, I'd highly suggest that you go. It's all kind of a big partnership. We love bouncing ideas off of each other. So it really is a collaborative effort statewide too, which people might not see as well.
I'm assuming most people like to see the big fancy homes, but is there a home that, or not necessarily a home, but is there a price point that people really want to see in the parade of homes?
We have really try to have more homes 600 and under. So that has been a big request. And yes, people love seeing the big fancy homes, and we all do. They're gorgeous. And we also have so many gorgeous homes in all of our categories. But really having a wide range of housing, I think, is important. And it's nice to have that introduction to maybe what your price point is. And to really see what there is to offer. I mean, you could come in and there's this great accent wall, and the builders are there. So it's so inviting because the builders are there, their staff is there, and you can really ask those questions that you might not be able to do otherwise. Or it's kind of like going to the car lot on a Sunday and you could check out all the stuff, and you don't feel that pressure or those kind of things. But you can actually come in and ask those builders questions and really dig a little deeper. And they're there to take that individual time with you as well. So it's a really great opportunity for our community. Do you have a favorite home that's been on the market from the years that you've been doing this? Or I'm sorry, not on the market, in the parade. I think every year there's something different. It is always, I think, triggers that memory, or helps me refocus on a home when I see it for sale again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was in the parade 4 years ago, or those kind of things. But there's always something that I'm so taken back by. And it's so different, I think, being actually part of, and being employed by the HBA, and these awesome people, and then you go see this home that they created, and you're just awestruck by what they can do and what they accomplish.
Do you feel like each builder that has a home in the parade, whether it's over $1 million or that 500,000 home, do you feel like each builder puts their own signature on it, which is probably why it's in the parade, because they have something to show? But do you feel like each one kind of makes them individualized to make that price point very unique and special?
Definitely. Last year we brought back the builder tour for the parade of homes. The builders don't usually get a chance to go out and see each other's homes. And so we had a special day just for the builders, and if they were available, it was kind of a self-guided. If you were on the tour, you got to show your home. And it was really neat to sit back and see them talk about their homes builder to builder, and those items that make it so special. So maybe something you wouldn't see as the public necessarily stand out, but really take that pride in their build, in the home that they created, and then share that with their fellow builders and the questions they would ask each other and those kind of things. It was really a different experience, and it was so great to have them together for a day. They usually don't get that kind of an opportunity, so we really wanted to make it special for them, and I'm so glad that we kind of brought that back, and we'll do that again to give the builders that experience as well. But it's really neat to see kind of what they focus on and then what our participants focus on. And there's always that one thing, whether it's a scavenger hunt or a photo or, a railing, something like that, different appliances that are in the homes. There's always something that stands out about every home.
I always enjoy talking to a builder and finding out what the bones are like of the home. Do you feel like people that come through the properties and talk with the builder, that they take the time to get to ask those questions, that they benefit from that? Do you have any of that feedback from buyers, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it is the builders are there for all the work that they put in before the parade. And then, the parade's there for 2 weekends, but they really are there to take that time. And it benefits them as well. We've had builders that don't come back year after year to the parade because they have so many referrals or so many folks that they're building for from the previous parade that they need a little time to catch up. So those connections are really important for our community members and the builders. And it is, again, that time that you can take that time to really talk to them. And they usually have their subcontractors or suppliers there as well. So they have other people that are volunteering in those homes that know something or personally about the home and can speak to you as well.
Yeah. Oh shoot, where did my question go? I had it. It was right there. With the parade of homes, where are the properties located this year? Are they spanned throughout the valley, or are they a little bit more concentrated?
We're from Fruita to Orchard Mesa. We're hoping for one in Whitewater. We will see. But yeah, definitely you can make a big loop. So a little similar to last year, but it will be a really great loop, like from Fruita to the Redlands, and you can kind of just loop around. So that will be really great.
Are there many homes in Palisade that get put in the parade?
Not for a while. I think the last one we had, and I just know this because I got fined because I left parade signs out there and I didn't know that. And they were a little upset. And I got this voicemail, and then I got the signs just dumped in our parking lot.
No.
And I did not know. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, when you get a call to go pick up a sign, we have Parade of Home signs that are left. I'm picking them up months after.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to put out.
Yeah. We should have a competition, for the last sign that gets picked up. But yeah, we haven't in a while. And it's a beautiful place. And, we've had some subdivisions in the past out there, but right now there's not a large amount of building out there. So not this year, but I think that's a great place to, maybe promote for next year as well.
What does it take to be in the parade?
Oh, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of people, a lot of time. But you do have to be an HBA member, and then there are sponsorships involved. So if you like your home in the parade, there are sponsorships for that as well, for each builder.
Before you go on, when you say if you want to be in the parade, are you talking about the builder, or are you referring to as the homeowner?
So most of that's great. Do you want both?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an awesome question, because we do, if you look through the program, it will say, is it pre-sold? Is it custom? Those kind of things. And so we do have amazing homeowners that allow, 3,000 people to come through their homes, and they are a custom build. And so we're always very appreciative to them as well. I think it would be extremely hard to have this beautiful house created for you, and then you can't move into it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But how wonderful is it to really show off that home? And we also have builders that it might be their personal home. We've had builders in the past completely move out of that property. It has to be completely non-occupied, have it staged, and then after the parade, they move back in.
That is so much work.
It is so much work. Can you imagine creating this amazing house and we're like, oh, we just want to live here, you know? And then, now we need it in the parade. So we do have that available as well. Each builder, there's certain requirements too with staging and landscaping. We are pretty on the ball with that. We have inspections, permitting, and all of those kind of things. So, the homeowner doesn't have their actual items in the home. They are usually staged, those kind of things as well. And then if the home is, up for sale, it's so great to come and see it staged and see what it can look like and see different options. So it definitely works on both sides. But thank you for bringing that up, because those homeowners are putting those homes out there, and they, just spent maybe $3 million for a home. And we feel very fortunate that they allow us to do that as well. And that is a huge compliment to the builders to have that kind of relationship with their clients.
Because that's a big commitment to potentially move in and then move completely out and then move back in again.
Yes.
That's a big commitment.
Or just to wait. We've had folks in a hotel for 2 weeks during the parade, waiting to move in to their home because they moved here from out of state. So there is a lot of things behind the scenes that those kind of sacrifices and decisions that folks might not know about either. So, if you see something kind of custom and it might not be your cup of tea, there is somebody eagerly waiting to move in, because that is their vision of what they wanted.
Yes. So have some appreciation towards it, even if it's not your style.
Yes. Okay. There's a lot of work that went into that.
Yep. So the virtual, tell us about that, the virtual tour.
So last year we had homes that were virtual only. Our attendees didn't really love that. The feedback was it was a little confusing. All of our homes do have a virtual option. So we're going back to just the regular this year, so all of our homes get beautiful photos taken and videos and the Matterport and all of those things. So when you buy your ticket, if you're here locally, you can actually hop on there and on our website, gjparade.com. And if you want to look at all those homes in the virtual tour, your ticket has a code on it, and you enter that to see the virtual tour.
Okay.
And all the pictures and videos and all the fun stuff. If you don't live here and you're not able to come into Grand Junction for the parade, you can buy your tickets online, and their code is on the QR code as well. And then you can attend the parade virtually. So all the homes have the photos, videos, and Matterport. So whether you're here or out of state, we'd love for you to check it out.
Have you done that prior?
We have done that for several years.
Okay.
Yes. And it's a big, that's how we want to support our builders too. They put all this time and effort and money into the parade. And so it's nice to be able to present them with this kind of media package for them, professional photos, videos, etc.
And I'm sure that the live traffic is a lot more than what the virtual traffic is, but how does that compare? Do you get a lot of people that just do the virtual tours and looking at it online, or is it comparable to what's here live?
It definitely is lower than what's here. We definitely have, everybody loves to go to see the homes.
Yeah.
What is interesting to me, though, is seeing who attends the parade and then who goes and looks at the homes virtually. Okay. So that's kind of a different story to tell, too.
Yeah.
And the tickets always have a re-entry, so with the scanning codes, we can see that. So always interesting to how many re-entries a builder has, and then you almost get an additional re-entry with the videos and Matterport online. Okay. So I kind of look at it that way, it's kind of a re-entry into that as well.
Do you guys keep track how many people are through properties, and then what's that conversion for the builder as to how many properties are sold during the Parade of Homes, or are they sold because of the Parade of Homes? We don't have that. We have the data of who's visiting the homes, and we don't. That would be kind of up to the builder to provide us that information. We do a big post meeting with the builders after to get their feedback, and every builder is different. So builders love the awards. We have a big awards for everybody and People's Choice and all of that. And that's really their motivation to be in the parade. And then we have other folks that it's their motivation for the marketing. They might be new to the market. We actually have several, I would say 3 or 4 builders that have not been in the parade before that are in the parade this year. That's exciting.
They're our first timers, and the marketing for them is wonderful. So they just want to get their name out there. They want to meet our community. They want to be involved, and that's their motivation. And of course, the motivation to sell is everybody's motivation. Yep. But I would say it's kind of different for every builder, and also different for the price points too. So if you're looking at a subdivision versus maybe a $3 million custom build, that might be just a little different motivation for each. But we definitely check in with the builders before the parade if they're wanting to get involved or have any questions. We have kind of a Q&A, and then after we always recap with our builders to check in, see what we could do. We're always open to suggestions, and to get their viewpoint is extremely important to us as well.
And just out of curiosity, this is a fundraiser for the HBA. What percentage of the Parade of Homes meets your fundraising needs?
The parade is our biggest fundraiser, and it contributes about 63% for our events. So
that's a good percentage.
It really is, and it has evolved over every year, from the times we, were able to get the website and the app and the online tickets and all those things. So it just keeps getting a little, I wouldn't even say bigger, but every year there's something better, and we just build on that. So it is extremely important to us. And it's a wonderful way to, again, showcase our builders and everything that they do, and have the community involvement.
Yeah. You said that there's categories. Tell us about those. And people can vote on these categories, and you have added a new one this year. So tell us all about those.
So if you're ever wondering, the price points of the homes create the categories. We never know what the categories are going to be until all the applications come in. Okay. And we like to make sure that we're judging homes in those categories that are similar to the other homes as well. And it helps our public, when they attend, kind of know where to go and what they want to look at as well. This year, since we have had more homes, 1.5 and above, we have a dream home category. So it is up to the builder if they would like to be in the dream home category. It is a little bit of a bigger sponsorship. They do receive some different marketing with that. So it'd be really great to see kind of how the dream home category fits in with People's Choice and the Builder Awards. And we're kind of waiting for all those. Tomorrow's the deadline for everyone to enter and submit all their documentation, kind of where all that fits in. But that's a big responsibility for our Parade of Homes committees to make sure that is, they do a lot of work of verifying, checking numbers. We do a lot to make sure that our builders are really being presented well and that those categories are being presented accurately.
Yep, I've seen them with their hats, their pink, I think they had pink hard hats last year.
PWB,
Yep, going through each property.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's the Professional Women in Building.
Okay.
And they do their own tour of the Parade of Homes, and they come up with the most creative awards. Those ladies are just fantastic. That is really, they do so much fantastic stuff. They meet every month, every second Tuesday of the month. They have these awesome luncheons and a really great crew. And I would not be where I am or the HB without them. They are so supportive at all of our events. They're always volunteering. They are a big part of what we do as well. But their awards are fantastic. So please visit us on Facebook too to see what those awards are during the parade, because they're pretty amazing.
Yes. One question I probably should have asked you earlier when we were talking about your role specifically. So with the HBA, people may think that you have to know how to build a house. Tell us about that. Do you have any construction background? Do you need a construction background to do your role, I guess, essentially?
It's really, I have no construction background at all, besides, the builders that were, when I did title sales. And it is so great to be able to learn from them. I'm almost grateful I don't have a preconceived notion of any of that, and to be able to ask the questions and to be able to learn about it. And the biggest thing for me is really learning how it all cycles together from the suppliers that supply other suppliers, and they all work together. It is so incredible. And it has been a really a big learning experience. And it's always wonderful to be around people that help you level up on the daily. And it really is just being there to support our membership and to support our board and the committees. And I've always had a big, I think, for servitude has always been, even in sales, it wasn't about this is what I'm selling. It's how can I help you grow your business? And I feel like it's the same thing as an executive officer with the HBA. We're there to support and help them grow their businesses. And really, I think my favorite TED Talk is when there was a tribe and the missionaries came down and taught them how to grow tomatoes. Well, in the middle of the night, the rhinos came in and trampled all the tomatoes. And the missionaries were like, why didn't you tell us about the rhinos? And the tribal people are like, you never asked us if we wanted tomatoes. So that is the role, I think, as well of the HBA is to find out, do they really want tomatoes? No, we need something else. Yeah. So how can we help and support them with education, networking, and the advocacy work as well. So making sure that we're in touch with that as well. Good.
Where can people find tickets for the parade, and how much are they?
So everything HBA-wise is on hbawesternco.com. So if you want to join the HBA, if you want to know more about what we do, if you go to events and click Parade of Homes, you'll be redirected to the parade website, which is gjparade.com. Tickets will start going on sale digitally September 1st. And then we have them in the Safeway stores. Our local Safeways are great partners. And those will be available the week before the parade starts. So the parade officially starts for the public on September 26th. Okay. And you can go to your local Safeway. Tickets are $15. If you're a real estate agent listening, we do have special bundles for our Jujara Realtor members. So
Okay.
those are now available on your website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so please log in. And the registration for the breakfast is already available as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, another great reason we partner with Jujara, and
Yep.
just, we love being part of your group too. So,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Good.
so
Well,
check that out if you are a real estate agent here
Yes.
with Jujara.
are there any upcoming forums or was it the housing summit that you guys did? Are there any upcoming summits that you're doing or have planned for this year or beginning of next year?
The parade really does take a big part of our end of the year. But we were really excited. So Garfield did their own housing summit, kind of piggybacked on what we did. And it was wonderful to see additionally what they did. But the next housing summit is planned for February 5th.
Okay.
And so those, that will be coming. That's already scheduled. The Home Expo for 2026 will be the first weekend of March.
Okay.
And that's already on the books. So we have a lot of upcoming things. And always check out our Facebook. Megan Ward is my counterpart, and she's a wonderful membership and communication director. So she has all of the things HBA as well. So always feel free to reach out and call us or get on our Facebook. There's always a way to connect with us as well. And we're very happy to help people and whatever information that they need and absorb that information of what our industry needs as well.
Great. Well, excellent. Well, thanks, Shayna. Well, we will see you at the parade. What are the dates for the parade again?
So
One
the
more
parade
time?
will be the last weekend of September and the first weekend of October.
Okay.
So Fridays and Saturdays from 10 to 6. Sorry. Fridays and Saturdays are 10 to 6. Sundays are 10 to 4.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And
I think I would have said it enough. Starts to blur.
It does. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So we'll see you at the parade
Yes.
from 10 to 6 or 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Yes.
And tickets are at Safeway for $15 or you can get them online.
Yep. gjparade.com.
Okay. And say that website one more time.
It is gjparade.com. And the countdown counter is clicking, or it is ticking. So
Perfect.
yes, so we're all very excited.
Perfect. Well, thanks for chatting with us today. We really appreciate it. And this does look like a very exciting parade. So we hope a lot of people go for you.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Shayna.